Hey everybody, Kevin here for you from the My Hero Academia Manga Chapter Reaction Size Review. Got a new shirt, I like it. I'm getting it on Amazon. Pretty nice, huh? Well, it is nice until you get lower in Moneta. Someone likes Moneta. So this is gonna be 305. Let's get it. Sorry, this might come out a bit later than usual. I had stuff to do as soon as I woke up. So what you gonna do? Okay. Okay. So in the first panel. It's Nana Simran. Are you able to kill Shigaraki Tomura? This chapter is called Midoriya Izuku and Shigaraki Tomura. That, excuse me? This isn't a request. This is a question of your will and intent. You saw him during the last interaction and saw the face of a child who was crying. You felt that he was in pain. Our hearts and minds are one, so we could sense that feeling within you. Banjo, the problem is, we don't really see the same way. We can also sense the boy being hurt by All for One. But that doesn't mean that he wants any of our help, though. Even in that tense situation, his eyes, they were filled with nothing but content. All for One's brother. He raised him that way. In Shigaraki State, my brother probably took over his body by now. All for One's will probably all wait will has wait all for one will has probably all but dominated his body. I mean his mind already. And it's true, yeah. Because I remember doing the I thought as soon as All for One get out of prison. Because I remember even when they were doing the prison break, he was still in his head, controlling his body. Shigaraki like, can you get out, please? He's like, wait, hold on. We just need to, I need to help you out. Break me out of prison. I thought as soon as that happened, he's like, okay, for at least I can move now, Okay, yeah, you're released. But no, as they busted up 6 more prisons, then to get in the forest, and All for One is still in Shigaraki's mind, and even Splinter like, yo, you ain't my boss. What are you still doing to Jigaragi's head? Like, you're out of prison now. You can move. Like, what's going on? Like, kind of seems like he wants Shigaraki's body, and he's gonna. Nah, he can't. Do you think he could do that? Like, fully take over his body, and then just instead of like, because I think he still likes Shigaraki. He's like, I'm not gonna just have you in a comatose state. I'm gonna put your mind in my body. Would you like that? That'd be that'd be wild if he did that. But I hope not. Maybe Shigaraki will be able to like resist them sooner or later. But he was in his body for like a good minute, and I'm like, you're out now. So what are you still in there for? This is another attempt by him to get his hands on One for All. In Shigaraki State, my brother probably Banjo. As for Master Kohua over here and myself, All for One tried to steal One for All from us twice and failed both times. Oh, okay. Okay, so they're pretty decent. If he failed both times, they're pretty decent. In order for One for All to stay safe from the evildoers, we require our successors to have an iron will, a nigh infinity determination. Ours is a powerful all too variable to be risked for just one lonely person. Shigaraki is probably going to use your lack of an iron will to his advantage. A power that cannot be transferred to another without the will of the user, and this is going to be a test of your determination. One for All's edge it has over All for One is that it doesn't fall prey to being stolen. True. All for One brother. We still got him standing behind there. Yeah, we stay. That dude is still standing at the wall. Those look like the gauntlets. I mean, They obviously don't look anything like the ones that Bakugo wears now, but those look like big old gauntlet things that he wears, man. Like that theory. And then we see All Might's like silhouette sort of like forming in there since he's not dead yet, but you know, one day he is, so it's just like sitting there just waiting for him. All for one brother. We've created a collective one, a calibrated one for all for the Pacific. Wait, we've created a cultivated one for all for the specific purpose of indicate all for one. I want to get what that means. Yugi-kun is the prime example of this, but my brother keeps coming back, and Shigaraki seems to be a part of his strategy to make you lower your guard. Izuku. Nanasimura is talking now. I come to you not to merely tell you that there's no backing out now. I feel like it's cowardly for me to even consider trusting my will onto you like this. But Homer Shigaraki is my grandson. My grandson who become this way because I left his father at a young age. To fight all for one. This is the result of my actions. And as this failure I brought upon myself, it seems so harsh to just pass it on to a 16-year-old child. I understand this, but if my grandson may, if that thing reaches its potential, no one will be able to stop what comes next. You will be fighting against the manifestation of pure evil. We get a panel like Shigaraki just standing there and like giant like wings behind him. And then we see like this demonic face just in like the mist, the black mist. There are people out there who cannot be forgiven, comprehended, or re-hospitable. What if he's one of them? When a person who looks like he wants to be saved, when he simply cannot be saved, can you tell me that you have the will required to stop him at all costs? Man, that is heavy. Man, that is heavy. And we can see all the previous users looking like, you know, that's a lot on a 16-year-old boy's shoulder. Like basically asking him, do you have the will to kill a man? Like basically, like, do you have the will to kill someone right now? Because you might have to before he can like really, because all of you guys could barely handle him at 75%. So you're gonna have to kill him. He might not be one of the ones you can save, and if you can't, you're gonna have to be ready to kill a person at 16 years old. Do you have the will for that? That is deep for a 16-year-old man. My hero. Whew. Okay. And okay, Deko's talking now. Now I'm seeing him like holding his shoulders, and then he says, "To me, it may be awakened to say, awkward, awkward to say this, but I saw, no, I felt, when Shigaraki's consciousness manifested in All for One and entered the vestiges world, I could feel that Shigaraki was feeling when he was told to think about his aspirations in that deepest parts of his mind. I could feel a child crying. Oh, we see like a child and like a bunch of mist crying. I fought against many people thus far. And we see a panel of overhaul, muscular, and stained. They had their way set inside them. I had no choice but to stop them by fighting. But I never had to opportunity to explore their motivations and pinpoint why exactly they became villains. If I understood them fully, some things may have gone different. and we see a panel of um, sorry, I got the name for a second. Gentle and LeBrava. Our fights could have resulted differently, perhaps. Oh, that's nice. There's like word boxes on each side. I haven't read them yet, but and right in the middle is just white. And it's a kid Deku walking up to a little kid, Tomura, and I think that's his dog. Yeah, his dog's there, and he's like holding his face, crying, and the little kid Deku's like walking up to him, like, "Hey, that's a nice panel. I might use that." Uh, Again, on the right side, countless people died, and many of those who I hold dear got hurt. However, one for all is a power to save people, not to kill. All Might taught me that lesson. Oh, and that silhouette of All Might like is like looking like, oh, okay. Not just me either. All Might and you guys who helped grow and cultivate One for All. You were responsible for saving a countless amount of people from then and now. Its origins may have rooted in the goal to eradicate All for One, but because you all risk your lives and maintain its power, its purpose has changed and morphed over all this time. The silhouette of All Might is crying. Oh, oh, why? There's certainly a possibility that he can only be stopped by killing him, and I haven't thought about the logistics of how I would go about it. And then Deku turns into a kid, like we see Kid Deku. But I want to try saving this crying child. Nana Shima is quiet and looking down. All for one brother, that's right. He sort of like touches the shoulder of the All Might silhouette. I'm cut and something's happening in Deku, like the mist around him is moving, and he's like, huh? I'm incredibly glad that you, of all people, inherited One for All. And all one brother puts his hand on Nana Seymour's shoulder. I apologize for testing you like this. Oh, that was a test? Oh, that was a test. Okay. I was like, what the hell? Okay. She's starting to cry. Gran Torino is still alive. Sorokio, we made the wrong choice. When you wake up, please tell him that I said hi. Wait, hold on. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I was thinking of something else. But our successor here is critically determined. All one brother turns around. How about you guys chime in and help us out, so that Deku knows what to expect out of the rest of you guys is Quirks 305 and then the panel shows the two people just staring at the wall. That one dude he's like this and he's like, well, the other dude is still if that if the next chapter they both turn around and it's Bakugo and Kirishima like, hey, like, like they turn around like, I think you already like imagine them just like doing this, like, heads on the wall. Hey, I think you already know our coach, Deku. And he's like, huh? Everyone been calling me Deku. Everybody here been calling me, Zuko Midoriya or Midoriya Zuko. And they turn around and it's Kirishima Bakugo, like, and he wakes up like, Bakugo, Kirishima. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? What's going on? Like, he just wakes up immediately. That will be wild. If they are Kirishima Bakugo, oh my goodness. That would be heat. That would be heat. Okay, let's go. Oh my goodness. Okay, okay. This chapter is really good though. I do like this chapter. Let's go to the top. Come back down. Honestly, I did like how I'm guessing. Well, he said he failed twice, so I'm guessing Banjo and the other dude fought him once and he failed. And then the second time, I think he killed them, but they were able to. But Banjo was able to transfer it to the new dude, and then the second time he was able to transfer it to the other dude, and it just kept going. And that could have made the wrong choice here. I mean, like everything she was saying, everything Anna Simura was saying was like really logical. Like it was really smart. Like she didn't say this like I'm putting my own words, but basically Shigaraki, like I know her brother was like, we could help him out, and I don't know if Shigaraki gonna get. It seemed like Shigaraki finna get a redemption arc, but all for one brother, like we could help him out, but no, not assuming like we could, but he's just pure evil. We gotta stop him now. All for one brother was like, when our quirks merge, we could sense that all for one is like, he's in his head, and he could probably still be in his head now and have full control of his body. And the only reason he's like this because my brother raised him like this. He wasn't like always like this. And they were like, and Benny was like, yeah, that's true, but he could still be evil. Like some people just can't be saved. Some people just don't want help. They can't be rehabilitated no matter how much we try. Some are just too far gone, and this might be the case. And then Seymour was like, you guys, if that's the case, you'll have to kill him, Deku. Deku was like, excuse me? Like, look, y'all was barely able to just handle him at 75% with no quirks. Like, as I was looking at him, when he had no quirks and just like his pure strength, he was still able to handle all you guys with basically almost ease, kind of. Even a number one hero could barely handle him. Like, I think they had like the top 5 heroes there, besides Hawks and the Washing Machine and Crust and Miracle. They basically had like the very tip of the top heroes in Japan there. Well, Riku and the best hero we can get, and y'all could really barely handle him. And if he like recuperates and stuff and goes 100%, you guys won't have a chance against him. He's like the manifestation of evil. So the only way to truly take this dude down is to take him down, to kill him. Are you prepared to do that, Deku? This is like a yes or no question. Like, maybe, like, no, like, that is a yes or no question here, Deku. Like, I need you to tell me, are you, oops, I typed in the wrong password. I need you to tell me, are you prepared to do that? And Deku's like, look, man, all for one is made to save people, not kill them. I've been in tons of fights, and I had to fight them and take them down, but I didn't get a chance to really fully realize what made them a villain and how I could have helped them in a different way. So I wouldn't have to resolve in fighting. I could have took them down another way. But I could get the chance to really help Shigaraki without fighting him and beating him down, because when our quirks merged, when he was told to say his aspirations, he was like, he felt a crying child in the distance. He felt that, and Deku was like, I mean, when I see him, I'm like, oh. He started crying, but that whole thing was a test, because obviously they all know that. They're like, thank you. Right answer, man. We knew you. We had a good one picking you right here. And I thought, because when we see Kid Deku says, I want to try saving this crying child, he says it out loud too. I thought like the black mist, because we see some black mist like in like right beside him, like it just dispersed. I thought the black mist dispersed, and then his astral projection in this world is gonna be Kid Deku. But no, very next panel, regular Teen Deku here. But looks like the smoke is moving around, so maybe since he passed the test, all that smoke is gonna move. Then he's able to like move and stuff and like talk like okay. That's nice. Yeah, if that is really Bakugo and Kirishima, I'm gonna lose. I don't know what to do. So that'd be so cool if that theory is true. But I think the theory went like I I haven't like looked into it in a while. I don't know how they explain they went back in time, but they go back in time somehow. And that's the second or third user. So that means All for One brother gave it to, I guess, Bakugo when they go back in time somehow. Then I'm guessing Bakugo gives it to Kirishima, and then Kirishima gives it to the fourth user, and then it goes back on track. And then I'm thinking like, okay, so that means Deku will have an exploding quirk and the hardening quirk. Hardening quirk would be really good for defense, obviously. Exploding quirk, he can already sort of fly with Nagasima's quirk, but it still explodes, and so that'd be really, unless the quirk sort of like changes, so it's not just a copy of um, Deku. I mean, it's just a copy of Bakugo. I don't know how it could change because I don't know. Like his sweat is natural glycerin, then he can heat it up and explode. I don't know what else you could do with it. I guess just no, I mean that's lame. Just throw a natural glycerin. I guess he has to be the exact same quirk, but obviously he's umped up because of one for all. Because so imagine like Kirishima one for all, unbreakable, but now he's able to tank like I don't know, United States of smash hits, like boom, like almost hardest punch and you can like I don't know, block that. I always thought like this is off topic, but I always thought like when Kirishima hardens just his arm regularly, even if he's not unbreakable, it's like jagged and rocks are like pointing up. I always thought like what if like he able to like just do that with his arm and then the jagged rocks like pointing up fly off and have like a long range attack. I always thought about that. I mean, but that's like his skin coming off. But I don't think it'll hurt too much. I don't know. I always thought like he's gonna need a long range attacks. He could throw stuff. I was like, what if they're like ragged rocks really pointed up on his arms and stuff? He'll just like fling his arm like that, and they just fly out and like hit the opponent. That'd be pretty cool long range. I always thought about that. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for being wonderful and beautiful and handsome human beings. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye. Yeah, I didn't click it.